Hello and welcome. My name is Josie. If we haven't met before, I am a stay-at-home mom and I love to make things, especially knitting, and this is a channel all about that, so I can share everything I'm making. It's mostly knitting, but as you can see from the title of this video, I dabble in other things like yarn dyeing is my newest fun adventure. But also some weaving and embroidery. I like to try out all the crafts. And I'm excited to have this place to share that with you all. Let's jump right in. I don't have any finished objects this time. I'm wearing my Oversized Seasons cardigan by Ozetta. It's black, so it may be hard to pick up. I'm wearing my super Great Smoky Mountains shirt that I love because it is so spring colors to me, and spring is almost here. I live in Indiana, so we've been enjoying some spring weather in February. It's been delightful. But I am wearing this because I have a question for you all before we jump right in, I guess, to the whips. About depilling. I knit this with a worsted weight single strand of 100% wool. It is Valley Yarns Northampton, so just a single strand, and it pills like nobody's business. And I think it looks pretty worn down, and I've worn it, I don't know, less than 10 times, and it's pretty worn down. So I bought a depiller. Knit Picks was having a sweater care and blocking sale, and I bought their depiller, the electric one, and it just seemed to like get jammed, or not jammed, I guess jammed with like all the fuzz, and it just didn't do that well of a job. I did better just by going and like cutting off all of the pills. So my question for you is, do you have a depiller that you really like? And let me know. I'll try and give you a close up. Yeah, that's good. It's a little bit blown out, but you can see the yarn and just how like rough it looks. So yeah, share your expertise and your knowledge and your experience if you can. But anyway, let's jump right in to the whips. I'll show you the whip you saw last time first. This is the Harlow sweater by Kadri. It's the V-neck version. I'm using a single strand of Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, I think is what it's called. Yes, Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the Hazel colorway. I have joined in the underarm for sleeves, so I've made it pretty far. It looked really bunched up, obviously it's on a small cord, but yeah. And we have the pretty detail in the back, shoulder detail, which is so pretty. So yeah, it'd be about like this on me. V-neck will be prominent, but I'm excited to layer shirts under it and things. So yeah, it was super easy, smooth going to get to this point. Following her directions were great. It's just, I talked about this last episode too, that I'm just not enjoying the yarn. It's my first time using Knitting for Olive yarn, and it's just so rustic. Well, not rustic isn't the right word, but dry. It's really, really dry in my hands. It doesn't feel good to knit with. It's hard to keep tension because I'm knitting continental, and the yarn, like when it drags through my fingers, just gets caught on my rings and will get tight and then will loosen up. It's just really hard to keep tension. So there's a lot of like rowing out. I'll try and show you. I don't mind that too much. Yeah, I think you can see that there are just some lines like right here that are more visible. I won't mind that. it won't bother me in the finished garment if blocking doesn't take care of it, but it's just not fun to knit with. And on top of that, it hurts my elbow quite a lot. I used to be English knitter. That's how I learned. And I have better tension because I've been knitting longer English style. But I started to get elbow pain, and so I switched to continental, and I can knit for longer periods of time with continental and continental style, but some things still hurt my elbow, my right elbow, even though I'm knitting, you know, holding the yarn in my left hand. And this kind of aggravates it. I think I like have to, it feels like I have to dig my right hand needle into the stitch a little bit more to separate it in order to like pick the yarn, and it just hurts my elbow. So I knitted on this on Tuesdays. My husband and I get up early, and like earlier than normal, and I have extra knitting time Tuesdays mornings. So it was about an hour of knitting time on this before my son woke up, and then by the end of it, my elbow hurt all day and I couldn't knit for the rest of the day. So I mean, I wanted to like take a break to let my elbow rest, but so yeah, I'm not totally enjoying knitting with this yarn, but I'm really excited about the pattern, like the V-neck and then those pretty lines. So, and I've never knitted a drop shoulder sweater, so I'm pretty sure this is called drop shoulder. So I'm excited. I'm excited to have this, and I just work on it pretty slowly. But other than that, the pattern is great. It's my first pattern by Kadri, and it's going really well. Just besides the yarn. Okay, my second whip has really captivated all my attention because it's been really fun, and it is a Ranunculus, a second Ranunculus. I'm knitting this for my mom for her birthday, and I just split for sleeves. I am using Cascade 220 in the color Walnut Heather, and then I'm holding it with, I wonder if I have that tag. I do have the tag. Berroco Ariel mohair, 65% mohair, 35% silk, and the color is just 3416. But Berroco Ariel. This is my first time knitting with mohair, and it is a dream. I have not knit with mohair before because I have mentioned I have a son. We hope to have more kids in the future, and I don't like the idea of fluffy bits like coming off of my sweaters when, especially around like younger kids. So I just haven't bothered. Plus it makes the project more expensive because you have to, you know, buy double the yardage. But I understand why people knit with it because it is dreamy. So here it is. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. So here it is held together, and it just feels like silk in my hands when I'm knitting. It is just wonderful. You can see the silk strand. Yeah, especially in those like these stitches. You can see how the silk, it's almost like marbled. Yeah, it is so pretty. So I'm through the sleeves, or I'm through splitting for sleeves, although I just put this on a, what are these called? A little cord. What are they called? Little cord thing. And my son was helping me. He likes to help me sometimes. And the cord popped off the needle as we were doing the underarm stitches as we got here, and his cute little chubby hand was like kept pulling, and so I lost a few like underarm stitches. So I'm, see, can you see that? So yeah, I'm gonna have to somehow create some underarm stitches that we're missing. I think we're just missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or actually I should only have 6. Anyway, so I am using the recommended needle size, US 10, I believe. Yep, I'm using US 10. I swatched for US 9, and then, which was a bigger length down here, and then I switched to US 10, and I was meeting my desired stitch count on here. So my mom asked, her favorite sweater has a bust circumference of 42 inches. The smallest size of the Ranunculus has a bust circumference of 46. So I did some knitting math, and I figured out that the stitch count I wanted around, and then divided that by 4, and I wanted 16 stitches per 4 inches in order to get me to 42 inches knitting the smallest size. So yes, I'm using US 10 in order to get a gauge of 16 stitches instead of the gauge that it called for in the pattern. And so that's what I'm doing. I got to, let me find my red marker. Here it is, it's on the back. So I got to here. This is where it originally says to split for sleeves. So I had just done the prescribed raglan increases for size 1. And I had my mom, I had a try on, and I just thought the armholes were going to be too tight. It wasn't as large as I wanted. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do 1 more inch of raglan increases, just increasing every round 1 more inch, and then 2 rows of just plain stockinette to then set up for dividing for sleeves. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have 1 row to go back and like pick them up right before the sleeve, right before you split for sleeves to adjust. That's my thought. I hope it works well. So now I put it on a cord stopper so that I could compare it to a sweater she gave me. But yeah, I am knitting this the same style as my first one, so no short row shaping in the front, but I did do short row shaping in the back right here. And I'm hoping it fits her. So her birthday isn't until April 19th. So, and I'm going to be seeing her quite a lot until then. So I'm just slowly starting to, trying to work on it to get to so for instance, if I wanted to get to where I split with sleeves so that she could try it on when she was here. The next time I see her, I would like to be where I think I want to start the ribbing so that she can try it on and make sure that it fits well. The next time I see her, I'd like to try to to get an idea of how long the sleeve should be. So at natural kind of stopping points where you try on the sweater, I'm hoping to just be able to knit to those points when I see her. But yeah, I am loving. This is way more fun to knit with than that one down there. So than my other Knitting for Olive heavy merino. This is a dream. It's a dream. They're very similar. I showed this last time when it was just in the ball, but now that I have the 2 sweaters, you can see different. Oh, I guess this one is also marled with the soft silk mohair, with the aerial mohair, but they're very similar. I have 2 brown sweaters on the needles. But yeah, I'm having way more fun on the Ranunculus. And I just love knitting for other people too, which always makes it more fun because she's excited, I'm excited. We're all excited for me to finish the Ranunculus. But yeah, I'm hoping that my knitting math all works out. Whoops. I'm hoping that my knitting math all works out and that the sweater's not too tight or too large, or hopefully it will all work well. But those are my 2 whips. I am planning on casting on another thing because I want to make something for my dad's birthday. I think I'm just going to do a Nitty Natty can koozie. They have a name. Yarn cozy, but not a yarn cozy, for an actual can. So I think I'm just gonna whip out one of those for my dad's birthday this weekend. But that's all. 2 whips. and I'm having a lot of fun with them. My other current crafty thing is dyeing yarn. So I will show you, I could show like this, but I bet I just end up putting up a picture, like a digital picture. But I'm gonna hold this up while I'm talking about it. So this is my favorite wedding photo of my husband and I. We got married in April, and these were the only flower trees that were popping. We got married in April of 2020, the beginning of COVID. So yeah, I love this photo. I shared that I wanted to dye some yarn to make a wrap of some sort, and that was my inspiration photo, so I'll keep the photo up while I talk. But I have been dyeing up yarn. I went ahead and ordered, oh, look at them. It's so pretty. Okay, I went ahead and ordered from Pro Chemical and Dye Wash Fast acid dyes, 5 different colors, because in the photo there's like a very light pink in the flowers, a more magenta pink, and then there's also green, like in the grass and the bush, especially the bush next to the buildings. So I wanted those 3 colors, the pinks, the 2 pink colors, and then the green. And then I also thought about including a yellow of some sort, just because it was such a happy day, and also we have gold jewelry, so I thought bringing that in just for my preference would be fun. And then my husband's suit is blue, navy, and so I thought about bringing in a dark blue, like speckles, and then also my dress is white, so also leaving some of the bare yarn visible. And all kind of making, so I imagined having bigger splotches of the 2 pinks and greens with tiny splotches of the yellow and speckles of the dark blue. But I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to make that vision come to life. And so what I have been doing is following instructions. Let me show you. In the Dying to Spin and Knit by Felicia Lowe. And I've just been following her instructions and messing with the depth of shade. Use it like I've been making a stock solution, and then just dyeing them full immersion, kind of making tonals, just to see what the colors are. So this was my first attempt at that light pink color. I hope you see purple like I see purple, but on the screen it totally looked, it's called rose pink, and on the screen it totally looked like a rose pink, but I see purple. And then it's funny, when I hold this up to the computer screen, I'm like, oh yeah, they actually do look really similar. So yes, this was my first attempt, which was a bummer because it's not what I wanted. This was my second attempt. This is the Raspberry Sorbet color, and this was perfect. This matched the dark pink beautifully. Yeah, that one was really pretty. And so then I was like, okay, my rose pink, my light pink color is not going to work by itself. So then I just like diluted the Raspberry Sorbet to see if I could get a light pink option. And this was my first attempt at diluting it. It was still a bit too dark, so I diluted it even more to get this middle one, which you can barely see. I feel like you could barely tell in the camera. I don't know, maybe you could tell. So these 2 are the colors that I'm going to end up going with on the yarn. And then I tried the green. The green that I bought was called Dark Meadow. So these were going to be the big splashes of color. And then I also wanted to see what the yellow looked like, because I don't know if I'm going to try to speckle it or like use a dropper to just put some of this like solution, you know, small drops of it like around the skein. So I wanted to see what it looked like in the solution. And it's very, very vibrant. So I'm just going to put it back here so you can kind of, like this would be the majority, and then you'd get like tiny pops of yellow. So that way you can kind of see the correct proportion, that it wouldn't be like that is in your face, but you wouldn't see that much yellow. It would be like tiny pops of yellow, which I think looks nice. And then my thought was to speckle the dark blue color that I got. So not mix that into a stock solution, but just speckle it and see what happens. So I bought 5 Knit Picks Fingering Stroll the bear yarn so that I could dye it. One of them I split into like 10 gram minis, which took like 2 hours. It took so long. It took so long. And I have used 6 of them. Right? Look how cute. Yes, I've used 6 of them. So I have 4 left to start like practicing speckling. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think my next ones I'm just going to try low immersion to put like the colors in there, and then also speckling and see what happens. So I'm excited. They're so pretty. And they're so soft. I'm really excited to have this. So maybe next time that I'm here, I'll have like full skeins. That's a little scary because I would pick something so difficult. I couldn't just like pick a tonal to just do for my first dying to knit project. I wanted something difficult, but that's just how I do it. I have a vision in mind. I research a craft until I feel like I'm well knowledgeable, and then I dive right in. So that's what I'm doing. But it's been so fun. It's been really fun to see the colors like come together, and it's so soft, so I can't wait to have the actual skein. So maybe next time there will be full skeins. Maybe. And then the other thing I received, I wanted to show you. Okay, I showed these last time, I'm pretty sure. I am doing the Weaving Made Easy by Liz Gibson. I'm doing these placemats right here. But I'm not gonna, it's like a placemat or a hand towel, and I'm doing the hand towel pattern. So I think I showed these to you last time. Let me get you close. So the teal and then the blue are going to be this color. And then the smaller like purple stripes will be this color. It looks a little, it's a little bit more olive green in person, I think. So yeah, there's brown speckles with like olive green. So I was just waiting for my 8/2 cotton to be delivered. And it came in. I can't remember the brand. I'll leave it below where I ordered it, because I had some difficulty finding 8/2 cotton, and I wanted a natural color. So I got a natural color. It has like little flecks of black in it. I think you can see that. But yeah. It looks really dark. Yeah, let me have it adjust back to my face. Okay, that's better. So yes, the 8/2 cotton is what you like actually weave with. It's the weft yarn. So it goes back and forth here. So I finally got it this week. So I'm hoping to warp this on and then slowly work on it. And then when my elbow needs a break, I will have something else to be working on. But yes, that is my weaving plan coming up. And I think that's it. That's all I'm working on. My favorites of the month have been that Dying to Spin and Knit by Felicia Lowe. It's been fantastic. It's been so helpful. It made me feel, I'm a very processed person, and she gives like numbers percentages, calculations, and it just gave me a great jumping off point. So I'm being pretty like rigid with the dyeing and making a 1% stock solution, and that's what I'm using. I did dilute it twice, but I'm not like mixing stock solutions yet. Maybe in the future, but I'm just trying to keep it pretty simple since I do have such like a complex vision for the yarn. But I'm just trying to keep it pretty simple, and that book has been amazing. So if you're interested in dyeing, I highly recommend that. And then I'm also still been enjoying the Ruby and Roses podcast. I actually just have one podcast left. I have watched all of her videos except one. And it's been so much fun. I feel like I know her really well and we could be good friends. But it's been really fun. If you're interested in the hand dyeing yarn business world, go and check her out because she's really fun. And then for Lent, we've been reading 50 Reasons Why Jesus Came to Die by John Piper. It's a really short book, so we read one chapter, 50 chapters for 50 reasons. We read one chapter a night at dinner, and it's really fast, and we've been really enjoying it. My husband and I, and then my son just eats and listens, but it's been really fun to prepare for my favorite holiday coming up. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So we've been enjoying that. And then I am not watching anything fun currently. So if you have any show recommendations, let me know. Let me know what you're watching. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you are working on. Leave any advice you have about depillers, because I could really use some help, because I want to wear this sweater before it actually gets to spring weather. But I just think it looks a little worn down, and the Knit Picks depiller wasn't working. So let me know. I would love your advice, and let me know what you're watching. And yeah, I look forward to chatting with you in the comments, and we will talk very soon. I hope you have a great start to your March. Bye.